See you. Welcome to you. Good luck, guys.
Oh, great.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Julian Hood. I'm the project manager for Old Army Roofing, affiliated with Texas A&M University. We're all Aggies, and so one of our favorite traditions is when we walk into a room, we like to give a big, enthusiastic howdy and get a nice big one back. So can we try that this morning? Howdy!
Howdy!
Well, I know it's early. We need a little bit more now. Howdy!
Howdy!
I appreciate that. We're so grateful to be here, so thankful to be finalists in this competition. But before we get started with our presentation, here's a quick safety moment from our safety director, Hugh here.
Thank you, Julian.
Buenos días, señoras y señores. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Antes de comenzar, por favor, saber dónde está su salida más cercana. Before we begin, please be aware of where your nearest exit is at in case of any emergency. En este caso, nuestra salida más cercana está atrás del cuarto y enfrente del cuarto. In this case, our nearest exit is towards the back of the room and to the front of the room, on my right and y'all's left. Cuando salgan, por favor, de salir de una manera profesional. Hacia exit, please make sure to do so in a nice, calm, and orderly fashion manner. Cuando salgan, van a tener que tomar una izquierda, caminar hasta el fondo del pasillo, tomar otra izquierda, caminar otra vez hasta el fondo del pasillo y tomará su última izquierda que los llevará hacia afuera del edificio. As you exit the room, please take a left, go down the hallway, take another left, you'll go down the hallway again, and you'll take a final left, which will lead you up to the outside of the building. Cuando salgan del edificio, por favor, se reúnanse en la área designada. As you exit the building, please make sure to assemble in the designated area that you will see once you're outside. Gracias. Thank you.
Thank you, Hugh.
Howdy. So today we're going to go over the company history. Our company started with Bob Segner, our founder, in 1969. He's a Vietnam veteran, and he established our core values following those of his alma mater, and those are respect, excellence, leadership, loyalty, integrity, and selfless service.
So this is our company mission statement. As you can see, we are paving your way to the finish line. As you can see, we want to incorporate the same core values that have been instilled in us by our university in the business that we conduct.
Philanthropy is a big part of our company, being veteran-owned. For this, we have selected Wounded Warrior Project and Project Healing Waters as our two philanthropies that we support. These organizations help veterans who, after they get out, need some assistance, and this is a big part of our mission. This is our organizational structure. I'm John Falvito, the pre-construction manager. This is Hogan Lefwich, our quality manager, who wishes he could be here today, but he's inspecting quality on one of our current job sites. Colton Hine is our superintendent, Yahir, our safety director, and Julian, our project manager.
So this is the map of the United States where we have current offices. We have our College Station, Texas office, our Minneapolis, Minnesota office, and our Las Vegas, Nevada office. All of the states that you see highlighted in gray are offices where we've had a project or are currently having a project in. Past projects, so one of the first ones up is A&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas. This is the home of the Dallas Cowboys. In conjunction with that is their practice center, the Ford Center in Frisco, Texas. From our Midwest office, we have the US Bank Stadium, and lastly, the building that we're all in, the Las Vegas Convention Center. As you can see, all of the buildings that we put before you today are large-scale public venues that have the priority of entertainment.
To go over the system that we'll be installing on this project if awarded, it starts with a metal deck and a Elastigel lightweight insulated concrete system, the Carlisle Flex Fast adhesive, then the Carlisle 115 mil fleece back membrane, the Wausau terrace stands, and the Wausau papers. The proposal breakdown, the lightweight insulated concrete comes in at $1 million, the PVC membrane roofing system at 1.2, the pedestal paver system at 1.8, bringing our total to $4 million as our base bid.
Howdy. So for our phasing and logistics plan, we'll be starting work on the southwest side, working northeast from B to F, be staging material along every quarter of the roof, and we'll get the material up there with our 6K SkyTrack, and then from there, move it with our roof carts to its phasing location.
So this is our quality assurance and quality control program. First things first, from the time that we arrive on site to the time that we leave, we want to make sure that we are giving you the best possible product throughout the entire process. So by doing that, we're going to have a full-time on-site quality assurance and quality control coordinator. His responsibilities will be to conduct tests on everything that we install, from our lightweight insulating concrete to the final pavers up on top. He will be conducting weekly reports, which will be furnished to the general contractor, the manufacturer, and the owner's representative for everyone to review. So that way we all know where we're at on this project, what we're doing, how we're doing it, and making sure that we're giving you the best quality possible throughout the process. For all of the installers on site, we will be having manufacturer training. This will be through Carlisle's crew workshops. So this includes PVC 101, 201, and their fastback adhesive program, along with their wall-saw paver installation, which allows them to work with the process effectively, efficiently, and obviously safely with the material being so heavy. For a site checklist, this will be a daily practice between our quality assurance, quality control coordinator, and our superintendent. This checklist will basically be an internal company procedure, so that way we can all be on the same page with what we're doing, how we're doing it, and making sure that the site is completely safe and according to the quality standards that we expect. We will also be conducting wind uplift testing. This is done with a third party in conjunction with the manufacturer. This is to make sure that our product has been adhered in accordance with specifications and can withstand the wind pressures that we know are common here in the Las Vegas area. For water testing on the roof drains, this is an internal company procedure. This is for our ability to check that the material has been sloped properly around the internal roof drain areas. This is to ensure that there is no ponding or excessive water after a live load is distributed. Lastly, this is an alternate for you to review. This is for electronic leak detection. We will be installing a conductive primer into the assembly, if chosen, which will allow a technician to come out at a later date and be able to find any breach in the system through the primer that is installed in the assembly.
Howdy. I am the safety director here at Old Army Roofing, and as our founder, Bob Segner, always says, it can be a dangerous world, but there's no place safer than an Old Army job site. So here at Old Army Roofing, we prioritize in providing a culture of safety to our employees. We have a history in being one of the safest roofing companies out there. We prioritize providing a safe environment to our employees so much that in 2022 and in 2020, we were awarded the EHS America's Safest Companies Award. In addition, in 2018, we were also awarded the NRCA Gold Circle Safety Preparedness and Performance Award. Now, allow me to inform you a little bit more about our company certifications. Our laborers in our company will be required to, at minimum, be OSHA 10 certified, while our management, such as our superintendents, our safety managers, and our foremen will be required to, at minimum, be OSHA 30 certified. Our laborers will also be OSHA fall protection certified, as well as CPR AED certified. In addition, not all, but some of our employees will be heavy equipment operator and scaffold certified, depending on the project we're working on. Now, not everyone is an expert in safety. However, our employees are trained well enough that they work just as they were such experts in safety. We do this by having our workers go through a 1-hour mandatory safety orientation before the commencement of every project we have. During our 1-hour safety mandatory orientation, we inform our employees about our safety policy here at Old Army Roofing. And during completion, they are awarded a sticker that they will be placed on the hard hat that allows us to verify that they have completed this 1-hour safety mandatory orientation. In addition, we will be having weekly safety meetings to help refresh our employees of our standards of safety during the project. Not only that, but we will also be having daily huddles where our employees will talk about toolbox talks, JHAs, and will also be provided and talk about the safety data sheets for the material they'll be using during the project for that day. Now, across the construction industry, the language barrier is a big problem that affects communication between our management and our laborers. That is why here at Old Army Roofing, we require all of our employees to take this 6-week Spanish safety course. This course was previously known as Red Angle, but is now known as Bradley, Harmon, and Company. When our employees take this 6-week safety Spanish course, they will be learning certain terms in Spanish over safety, which will allow them to communicate with our Spanish-speaking employees how to safely work on the roof and mitigate the risk of any safety hazards. For example, our management can now talk to our Spanish-speaking employees about our required PPE that we require while working on the project. The required PPE that we have for our company consists of cascos, which are Class C hard hats with full brim and visors, lentes de protección con tinta, which are safety glasses that are tinted for sun protection, máscaras de sol, which are sun masks, chalecos antirreflectantes, which are safety vests for higher visibility, y también guantes con resistentes a las cortadas, which are cut-resistant safety gloves. Now let me talk to you about our safety systems. Before the commencement of any roofing activities on any project, we will also implement a warning line guardrail system to keep our employees from getting too close to the edge of the roof. If and when our workers need to work on any areas outside of our warning line and guardrail system, they will be required to wear a personal fall arrest and restraint system, which their lifeline will be attached to a temporary deadweight anchor. A unique safety system we have here at Old Army Roofing is the use of our buddy system. Our buddy system requires all of our employees to work in pairs or in groups and does not allow any single employee to be on the roof and conduct any roofing activities while alone, so they can reduce the risk of potentially falling off the roof or any other safety hazards. Now some additional safety precautions. Like any other job site, we need an emergency action evacuation plan. As you can see, indicated by the blue squares, these are stair towers that our workers, our employees will be taking in case of any emergency. They will then be following the green arrows, which is our primary path of evacuation, where they will then reunite in the yellow assembly area. If for any reason our primary path is blocked off and our employees cannot access it, they will be using emergency clay ladders to egress safely from the building. They will then follow the red arrows as their emergency path for evacuation and reassemble in the yellow assembly area as shown in the map. We will also be having one fire extinguisher for every generator that we have on the roof, and this will mitigate the risk of any potential fires happening during the project. We also really prioritize the physical health of our employees, so that is why on the daily before the commencement of any roofing activities, we have our workers stretch and flex so they can mitigate the risk of them having any potential injuries throughout the day. Now let's talk about the Las Vegas climate. If you already didn't know, Nevada is a really hot state that can quickly dehydrate our employees and cause heat illness. That is why we'll be having multiple hydration tents on the roof while we work during this project. Out of hydration tents, we'll be having 2 5-gallon jugs. One will be filled with cold water and one will be filled with warm water. This allows our employees to make a quick pit stop to grab a drink of water if needed so they can rehydrate. In addition, during this project, we'll be using local labor. This means that most of our employees will already be adapted to the Las Vegas hot climate. Wind is also a really important factor when it comes to safety. When it comes to wind, we will immediately stop any roofing activities whenever wind speeds exceed 25 miles per hour. In addition, our management will do the best they can to track the weather daily and inform our crews of any potential increases in wind speeds so they can have enough time to tie down any materials and mitigate the risk of them falling off the roof. Sorry about that.
So once again, we just want to reiterate, we're so thankful to be here and to be chosen as finalists for the F1 paddock, and we look forward to working with y'all. Thanks and gig 'em.
question. And first, congratulations. Very well presented, nice plan. Your preparation was outstanding. Great written proposal as well. So good for you on that. Here's my question. How much does a paver weigh?
The paver weighs around 100 pounds.
How many pavers are there?
There's around 3,000 papers, I believe.
3,000 pavers?
Yes, sir.
How are you going to install those pavers? I mean, on 3,000 100-pound pavers, who's going to do the work and how are they going to do it?
Yes, sir. So that's a very significant, unique aspect of this project that we focused on. With that, the Wausau training that we're going to be providing for our employees equips us with the tools and the equipment necessary to know how to safely install these pavers. Additionally, we'll be using crew members that we feel can safely pick up that weight, and we'll be using multiple people to move each paver.
All right, thank you.
Good morning, gentlemen. Wonderful job presenting your proposal, and welcome to Las Vegas. My question has to do with inspections, okay? So let's step back. You've got this wonderful training, right? The manufacturer provided training on the front side. Can somebody answer, when do you plan upon doing inspections as the job progresses? And have you taken into consideration that the timing of those inspections versus covering things up?
Yes, ma'am. So we want to include the most quality assurance possible on this job. And so by doing that, we want to work hand in hand with the manufacturer and make sure that they understand what we're putting down is exactly what they were specified to do. And so by doing that, we have the entire roof split up from area B to area F. And so our plan is to have the inspections be per area. So we'll have area B, area C, D, E, F, and the inspector will come out and examine all those areas individually as the project progresses.
Thank you.
I have a question about how this project is sort of likely going to close out. So as we know, it's a very, very tight schedule. Not only do we have a lot of roofing and we have thousands of pavers to install, but really even after and probably during the time you're roofing and after you're doing your paver work, we have a lot of other vendors, because as you know, that rooftop area has concessions, it has viewing areas, it has a lot of other stuff than just pavers. So during that whole time frame when we're getting ready for our first race here, is there some things we need to communicate to our other vendors who might be installing stuff on top of your pavers, walking on your roof, all that kind of stuff? How are we going to navigate that as a partnership with you guys?
Yes, sir. So that is one thing that we've addressed in our plan. So what we're going to do is once the roof reaches a stage where other subcontractors can enter that, or even vendors for the owner, then the plan is for us to track who is entering the roof, and so we can keep track of what areas they're working in and make sure that we can then inspect those areas to make sure there isn't any damage. Additionally, during the week leading up to the Formula One race, since this is such an important event for Las Vegas, we are going to make sure that we have a quality person on site full-time who will be there to address any issues that come up during that time. The way that we've built in our schedule also allows us plenty of time to make sure that regardless of the issues or weather delays that come up, we will be able to meet the schedule and have a complete roofing system ready for the vendors and before the race.
Mine is not so much about the plan that you gave us. You spent a lot of time going over what the design professional decided was best for this roof. Once you guys took a look on the floor yesterday, you saw lots of systems, lots of new innovations. As owners, we're concerned primarily about the quality of the roof. So without sacrificing the quality of the roof, can you find a way to improve it with something you saw? Or can you find a way to save us as owners a little bit of money? Have you got some value engineering ideas for us without diminishing the quality?
Yes, sir. So the use of the lightweight insulated concrete system allows us to install at a faster rate. That for you allows you to not have to be as concerned about our time to complete the project. Additionally, the ability for that material to be re-roofed in the future is a significant benefit to that should you want to change the way that the terrace is designed, or if you want to add additional areas to the building. And with that design, we have been able to choose the best products available to meet the schedule, as well as use your funds wisely.
So what we were given by the design professional, in your estimation, is the best thing for this particular job?
So the original plans for the drawings from the design professional did not include the lightweight insulated concrete, and that was a VE option that was selected.
Thank you.
Good morning, gentlemen, and great job. I've got a safety question. Our organization has a strong commitment to our safety culture, and I really appreciated the portion of your presentation on safety. I've got a two-part question. Number one, on this job site, who has the responsibility to stop the work when an employee of yours is working unsafe? And the second part of the question is, can you dive down or drill down a little bit on your disciplinary policy when you find someone at your company working unsafe?
So, the answer to your first question is, who is in charge of stopping work whenever they're working unsafe? And that will be our safety managers that will be on site during the installation of the roof. Depending on the size of the crews, the number of crews that we have on the roof, we'll have multiple safety managers depending on that, but they will be in charge mainly if they see anyone working unsafely to have them stop any roofing activities. The answer to the second question is the disciplinary actions that they will take. The first one will be they will be taken off the roof and sent home because we prioritize safety so much in this company. And the second time they happen to make another safety mistake, is they will be terminated from our company.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to find roofers nowadays, you know, and a lot of the companies out there are retooling their employees, bringing them back, disciplining them. Sometimes it's time off or it's a first time written infraction, but it's hard to find roofers. So do you have a retooling or retraining program within these employees that don't work safely?
Yes, sir. So with our culture of safety, if we're sending them home, then we're going to ask that they perform a supplementary to an OSHA 10 training. That is a additional training that kind of reiterates that the mission of that OSHA 10 to them. And again, if we don't see them performing work safely, then they will be terminated after that retraining.
Okay, thank you.
Hey guys, one last question. It's around proposal exclusions. When you submitted your proposal, there's times that the general contractor may have missed some things in the scope of work. There's some gray areas. There's some overlap between subs. And what process did you use when you put your proposal together to document your exclusions to make sure that you've outlined what is not your responsibility?
So you can see from our project history that we have a lot of experience since 1969 building these roofs. Over that time, we've developed a good idea of what kinds of things sometimes the GC might try to include for us that isn't within our normal scope of work. And so when we were evaluating our exclusions following past projects and that real experience that we have on